Welcome to True Crime with Strategic Eyes.
Strategic back again. Welcome to another edition of True Crime Strategic, guys. I got a good show for you guys today. So, not too long ago, some new information came out from the Madeline Soto case. For those of you who are new to the channel, we have a lot of new subscribers, a lot of new people who are joining us on this journey to give a voice to the voiceless. You may not have known that this is the first true crime case that I truly did when I decided to dedicate my channel fully to true crime. We did true crime before. Of course, I'm a law enforcement officer. I'm going to talk about true crime. We did police shootings, all kinds of stuff. But this is the case that I decided this is my calling. This is what I want to do on YouTube. And if you're new to this and you haven't heard, there was a young woman by the name of Madeline Soto who for many, many, many years was abused by her mother's boyfriend by the name of Stephan Sterns. On her 13th birthday, he took her life. This was a huge case in Florida. This case touched the hearts and the souls of people all over this country. And more particularly, it touched me in my heart and my soul. So I've covered this case with passion and zeal for well over a year until recently we got a guilty plea from Stephan Sterns, and he was sentenced to life without parole. Now, this case can be very disturbing at times, but, you know, it's reality. That's what really happened, and you can't sugarcoat life. New information is now being released by the prosecutors since the case is now officially over. One of those things is body-worn camera footage between police officers talking to the subject's parents, as well as audio interviews, because in this part of Florida, they like to record people with recorders in their pockets. I mean, seriously, like half the case was like secret recordings with recorders in their pockets, right? So what we're going to do is we're going to watch the first 12 minutes of the body-worn camera footage, because my understanding is the rest of it is not probative. And if the case was still ongoing, we would have watched everything. But since the case is now over, I just want to focus on the probative parts that actually will help us better understand this and react to it, okay? Then we're going to transition over to the audio interview where we'll listen to as much of it as we can, but this will be a multi-part series as we've done in the past on Madeline Soto videos, because the interviews are just so long and I got to go to sleep, right? So, and when we get to the interview, I think we're going to start at the 10 or 11 minute mark. I'm going to check my notes, or rather the notes from the research crew. Big shout out to research crew. They do so much work in the back end of this show to help me, because I don't always have time to do all the necessary work to bring a show to bear. I did it for a long time by myself, and it was very stressful and it was very difficult. And now that this team is coming together, there are people who believe in this mission and believe in this show so much that they're willing to volunteer their time. Well, things have gotten a whole lot easier. And I want to first off say thank you so much to the research crew. From the bottom of my heart, I thank these people for being there for me and for supporting this channel. So, without further ado, please make sure you hit that like button. If you're just coming into the room, also make sure that you subscribe to us. If you haven't already subscribed, we are less than 3,000 subscribers from reaching our goal of 100,000 subs. We can't get there without you. But right now, we're going to get into this. Let's do it.
You don't know what I found.
What is?
I went into his room to gather laundry.
What did you find?
A fuck torso.
A what?
Okay.
Okay. Scared the living shit out of me.
That's the extent.
Wait. Wow. First of all, I have not watched any of these videos or listened to any of the audio. This is a straight up raw reaction with you guys. All right. That is crazy what she just said. I can't repeat it, unfortunately, because the YouTube gods, but wow, that was crazy what she just said. Let's keep going.
Is it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, I don't want to downplay it.
Oh, well, I found a dildo.
Yeah.
Okay. That's in the trash can.
And
If you want it, I'll give it to you.
This is your son, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Ma'am,
Because he would have wanted his Kimber.
his what?
His Kimber.
Oh.
Okay, hold on. One more time. I'm sorry I'm stopping it again. Big shout out to Plunder. We're using Plunder's video. Plunder's actually the one who got this material. She spent a lot of money too. You know, going through this journey, we use a lot of material from Plunder's channel, Plunder True Crime. Her and her team and her associates spent thousands and thousands of dollars to bring us this information. Unfortunately, True Crime with Strategic does not have that kind of money, so we were definitely piggybacking off of her hard work. I am a big fan of Plunder. I shout out on this channel all the time. I subscribe to her Patreon, so I'm doing my part to help support her on her endeavor of getting these court documents and pieces of evidence. And, you know, I watch her show. So please do subscribe Plunder if you're interested in true crime. You should at least have her as a part of your subscription. And if you're a really big true crime junkie like myself, you're definitely going to subscribe to her Patreon as well. Let's keep going.
And Stephan is the 1017.
Hey.
What's up?
So what do you guys know?
Huh?
What do you guys know?
I just know what Commander Myers said. They have the 1017 in custody in Orlando. Supposedly we're supposed to come here and interview the mother.
Okay.
See if we can do a protective sweep of the house and maybe ask her questions about if Stephan had access to the storage units today.
All right. Well, that's his car. That car comes back to him.
Okay.
So the other vehicle comes back to Dad, and then Mom is in the house. We just saw her in the front door, and she was out earlier when we were driving by.
Okay.
So.
How long have you guys been sitting on this?
7-10 minutes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. I mean, who's that? Is that Jarvis?
Yeah. No, not Jarvis. Jared.
Vegan?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're just gonna talk to her. I'll let you guys take the reins. You guys know more than I do, and he knows. But
kind of.
I'm gonna go look around the house, see if there's any rough up dirt or anything. Just do a sweep around the back.
Sounds good. Are you recording?
Yeah.
I don't think this is the Does That Make Sense lady, because the Does That Make Sense detective was a little bit more stocky a build. In no way am I body shaming her. I'm just giving you a physical description. This woman's much more slender than the Does That Make Sense lady. So I don't think we're going to be hearing, does that make sense? Does that make sense?
Sharon? Wait, it's doing good. Let's go talk to Mom.
Yeah, she's in there. She was just at the table.
Yeah. Oh boy.
Are we okay?
All right.
Come here. How much you work in this here?
It's at 12:56. Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Is she here?
Are you alone inside?
Yes, why not?
No, I'm just asking. Yeah, you're upset. I just want to make sure everything's all right.
Yeah, I'm not going to do anything. I'm just brokenhearted right now.
Is it?
Yeah, I mean, was something like edited or something? Like that happened really fast. Like that was a huge transition. Like the door opened. I looked away to the chat, and then I just seen her like barrel out of the So like maybe they edited it or something. I don't know. Like that was a lot.
Is it okay if
You can check anything you want to check in your room.
Okay. Why are you upset? Has it got to do with your son?
I just found out that he came up here last night. That's why the dogs alerted, but because I was by myself.
Okay, why was he here?
Okay, this is that famous moment that we covered on this channel, and everybody else covered it too, where this is the interview they had after Sterns allegedly was in the area. Okay, now I'm getting it. We read the written written interview synopsis that these guys wrote, but this is the actual interaction. Let's keep going.
I don't know. Chris called me and said the police in Orlando said that he came here last night.
And you didn't know he came here last night?
No, because he doesn't have a garage door opener.
That's his vehicle out front, right?
Yeah, but he's driving my other vehicle.
Double check that car.
That's back in Orlando.
That's in Orlando.
But because it's a pain in the ass.
Okay. Do you mind if we clear your residence?
Go for it.
No?
Go, everything,
Okay.
anything.
Can we talk to her a few more minutes?
Yeah.
We just want to have a decent conversation situation. We know that your tensions are high right now.
Okay.
All right.
Let me do some deep breathing here.
Yeah. Catch your breath. All right. We're not here to.
Yo, whenever somebody's like, let me do some deep breathing and stuff like that, you could tell that it's just basically they're being extra. All right. You know, I'm not trying to slam this lady. Listen, I'm I'm being nice. Much nicer than I've been during the trial. But come on. You know, okay. Let me breathe for a second. Come on.
You know, be
You
rough.
don't know what I found.
I
went into his room to gather laundry. Okay.
What did you find?
A fuck torso.
A what?
Okay.
Scared the living shit out of me.
I mean, come on. He's an adult. You're an adult. It's not like you're 105 years old. Like, is it really that serious that he had a sex doll? I mean, it's weird. I wouldn't get it, but those things they sell millions of them every year. That's why it's big business. Like, she said it like she saw a body. Or maybe she thought that the doll was a body. All right, I don't know. I'll give her some grace. Maybe she's so histrionic about it because she thought the doll was a body. And when she realized, oh, it was just a tool of Stephan Sterns' desires, then she's like, oh my God, this is a diddle doll. Come on, man. Let's keep going. Well, you know what? There's going to be some bias in my eyes because we know this lady. We don't know her, but we have our perception of her based off the myriad of conversations that she's had that we've listened to from the jail phones, all that good. She's freaking nuts, man. I've said that since day one. The dad, I've always said, because I spoke to the dad is a level-headed individual, all right? He's like stuck between a rock and a hard place. The mom is nuts. I've never, ever, ever swayed from that belief. I believe she's nuts, but let's keep going.
Extent of it?
Yeah.
Okay, I don't want to downplay it.
Oh, well, I found a dildo.
Yeah.
Okay. That's in the trash can.
And
if you want it, I'll give it to you.
This is your son, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Ma'am, the torso that you speak of.
It's silicone.
Oh, it's okay.
It's silicone.
Is it still
fake
in the
fuck
house?
buddy.
Okay.
It's safe to go in the house. The dogs are locked up.
Okay.
Come on, let's
I
go.
want to give you a second to breathe.
Yeah,
so you can
catch
talk
your
a
breath.
little bit.
Catch your breath. There's no rush.
It's silicone.
I was in the military for 16 years. I was drill sergeant. I can get through this. I checked everything. They just opened their model home. It is furnished.
All right, to her defense, I see now, because my eyes wasn't looking at the chat, it was looking at the screen. They have edited this, so when it did that fast transition, I'm pretty sure there was something in between that put her in the position she was in that we saw her. So I'll give her some grace. Let's keep going.
He sits in that model home and works there.
Where's that model home at?
On Price Boulevard. It's Bright Homes. B-R-I-T-E Homes. It's on the right-hand side when you get off Toledo. Right.
Yep, I know exactly where it is. Okay.
Okay. That's the only other thing I can think of, and I just thought of it just now.
Okay.
So it's...
Okay. Let me relay that information.
But you need to talk to my husband to get in, because I've never done it. I don't know.
Okay. Well, that sounds good. We'll get that ball running. I'll get a unit.
Please don't break into it.
No, we won't do that. Absolutely not.
Do you have a printer
Yes.
that works?
I bet
If I email you a piece of paper, you print it?
Yeah, come on.
Okay. What's your email address?
Got the card.
I'll just send her the thing.
You guys are the worst. Somebody said, I wonder if she touched the silicone doll in her distress. Like, oh, it's not real. Okay. Yeah, terrible.
I'll be right back.
Okay. See, we changed from... And Chris has it, so we couldn't have seen him.
I don't know if he actually.
Somebody says, Francesca 6797 says, y'all call cops for this. Now you must be new to this. This was one of the most heinous crimes in 2024. This was a very, very sad crime. These cops are following up on a major investigation. So don't get it twisted if you just popping in. This is very probative.
Was in the house last night.
He couldn't get in the house.
Yeah. He may have tried.
All of this is impact glass. He can't even break it.
Yeah.
You shoot it, it will still maintain integrity.
Yeah.
I mean, the only thing we lost during Ian was 12 ridge things. Got a little border in the backyard. These houses are built like a bunker. They even fill the all the concrete block with foam insulation.
Yeah, it's a beautiful home.
Well,
how long have you guys lived here?
3.5 years, but you know, when we sat out here and listened, I-75 is right there.
Yeah.
I mean, you can see the trucks in the daytime, but when you go in there and shut the door, you don't hear them.
Yeah. Soundproof.
It's soundproof.
Yeah, that's good.
But I would bet donuts to dollars that he tried to get in this house last night.
Yeah.
Because he would have wanted his Kimber.
His what?
His Kimber.
Oh.
So what's a Kimber? Chat, what is a Kimber? What is a Kimber?
He doesn't have.
And like what happened to her being so hysterical? Because she seemed kind of normal now. You know, if you're in like this crazy distress and all this good stuff, like I'd expect to see some residual of those emotions. But so Kimber is a gun, okay? Yeah, a Kimber is a firearm. All right, got you.
Get into the front door.
Even if he had it. Oh. My husband?
I don't know. Looks like.
But see, this has got this lock.
Yeah. You're not missing anything from the house? Yeah. A lot inside of it.
They still would have woke me up.
Right.
Did he send me that thing? Do I need to go and print it off and sign it?
Well, I don't even think he has your email yet, does he?
It's on the card.
Oh, okay. Yeah, let's go in. We'll see if it was sent.
I just looked up on the internet. Those are some really fancy pistols. Those things are fancy schmancy.
No. I don't know. Chris called me and said the police and Orlando said that he came last night.
And you didn't know he came in?
No, because he doesn't have the garage door opener. This lock is big for me.
That's his vehicle out front.
Yeah, but he's driving my other vehicle. He's driving a silver Lincoln. He wanted.
It's a handgun that's going for $2,300. A handgun, $2,300. There's not even any gold on it. It's just, I guess it's just a Kimber, like a Rolex, right? Wow. What we doing?
Yeah, catch your breath. There's no rush.
I was in the military for 16 years.
So when we, in just a couple of minutes, we're going to transition over to the interview, and that thing is going to be chilling. Like, I haven't listened to it, but the research crew, being as amazing as they are, they have given me some timestamps and kind of give me like a synopsis of what's said. So I have to listen to it for myself. But based off of the synopsis that they listed for me, it's very chilling, and it really doesn't paint these folks in a positive light. I know there's a lot of people out there who are in the camp of having empathy for them. You know, you can feel however you want to feel. Everybody has a right to feel how they want to feel. I don't have a lot of empathy for folks. I feel like your true character of who you are is shown when you're under duress, right? When you're stressed out, when you feel like your world is falling down, that's not an excuse for you to be your worst form of human being. That's an excuse for you to be your best form of human being. So when this stressful stuff is happening and these folks are definitely not presenting themselves to be stand-up individuals with high morals and character, and instead they're victim blaming, well, guess what? I'm not going to give them a break because they're stressed out, because other people are stressed out in that same situation, and yet they're still able to be honest, to be classy, and to be respectful of those who have suffered and no longer with us. So we're going to see a lot. It's going to be very probative, the actual interview. We got maybe like 2-3 more minutes left on this, and then we're going to transfer over to the recorded interview.
Okay. What's your email address? Yeah, I'll just send her the thing and then have her print it. Hopefully she's not in here.
I understand that's all we got on that one. We'll stop it here because it's just basically them searching around, all that good stuff. Let's jump into the interview. Let me go ahead and get my notes up over here. And we're going to, so my understanding is the first 7 minutes, really, first 6 minutes and 40 seconds is not really much. It's just Chris Sterns talking to the cops, and just, he likes to like smooze them a little bit. And then it kind of like starts after that. All right, so we'll fill around. There's another point that's after that's like a little bit more probative, but we'll fill around. So we'll start at 6 minutes. We'll trust their timestamp so that we're not here all day listening to just nonsense. Once the case is over, this guy has been found guilty. Well, not found guilty, but he pled guilty, and he's got life without parole. So, you know, if this case was ongoing, we'd listen to every single second. But now we should just go to the good parts because he's in jail. Let's do it.
Audio.
So the morning.
Right, we're using Plunder again. Big shout out to Plunder. Please like, subscribe, join the channel to Plunder as well as Minds, please. And definitely you will not be steered wrong. This is definitely a channel that I could give a full-throated endorsement of. Plunder's channel is the real deal. You get some really good information over there when it comes to true crime. Let's keep going.
And everything. You were up. I know you already had this all out with Orange County guys.
Yeah, I was at the hotel until I was up at 6:30. I wanted to get to the office by 8 o'clock before the 8:30 meeting, and so that's like a 20-minute ride. So I'm pretty sure I left just around 8 o'clock thereabouts. So as far as I knew, everybody was tucked in bed at 3:15 when I left them.
Sure.
I was on the opposite ends. Had no idea where they were parked. You know, I had to find the last part.
All right, let me give you guys some context, because once again, there's a lot of people who's watching this and is not familiar with the Madeline Soto case. So at this point, the police were involved. The police told Jen Soto, who's the mother of the missing girl, Madeline Soto, that she could not go back to her house because they were going to get a search warrant to search the house. So they ended up going to a hotel. Now, they asked the father to drive up for reasons we aren't really sure of. Because first it was they didn't have any money to pay for the hotel, and they needed the father to front them the money. Then it turns out that Jen Soto actually ended up paying for her own hotel anyway. And then it turns out that Sterns just wanted emotional support. We really don't know why he called his father up there. But the father's now talking about What happened when he went to the hotel? They all got separate rooms. He just said he was on the opposite end of the hotel. That's where we're starting right now, right? Sterns has not been arrested yet. He's still free. The investigation is ongoing, but it's heating up.
Spot out and 40 acres out, you know. But yeah, I had no idea that Stephan had left the hotel until 9:45 Wednesday morning.
Okay, until 9:45. So
yeah.
Was that, how did you find out? Was it the
called me?
Okay.
He called me to ask if Stephan was with me. And I said, no, why? Well, he's not in the room. I said, well, how long has he been gone? 25 minutes. I said, okay. We'll go down to the lobby and find out if he's in the lobby. So then I hung up and I called back and I go, are your car keys there? And she looked around and said, no. Okay. Then much later in the day, I found out it was more like 45 minutes. Because she said she woke up at 9. She called me at 9:45. Oh. So then I said, okay, it was really 45 minutes, which kind of blew me away because the last time I saw Stephan at 3:15, he looked physically, mentally drained.
Sure.
And I figured they both had, and that they were both going to crash and burn hard. And my son, it'd be 100 years before he'd get up. But sure. Obviously, shows you how much I knew.
Sure. Yeah, and
I was blown away when the detective told me that, asked me what exit number I lived at, and I said, 179, what road is that? I said, Toledo Blade. And he said, well, we have evidence that Stephan was exiting at 7:45 this morning.
All right, real quick. We have almost 500 people watching the show. Please hit the like button, support the channel. And big shout out to the mods. I just read something very disturbing. It really crawls my blood how some people could be so evil in this world. So we had a troll in the chat that wasn't even trolling me. They were saying horrible things about Madeline Soto. Like, how can you live your life and say such evil things on the internet, then log out of the internet and then pretend to be a good person in life? Or maybe these aren't good people at all. Maybe that was a pedophile who said that. But that was nasty. It's like, it's one thing if you're like, hey, screw you, strategic or whatever. That's one thing. But to just talk nasty, perverted about this victim, diabolical, man. So big shout out to the mods for banning that person from this channel. But that's sick, man. That is sick. Like, what is wrong with some of you people? Like, this is not a vacuum. What you do here on the internet is not done in a vacuum. It is a reflection of your dark, black, evil soul. Because no good person could say horrible things on any platform, in any space, and still pretend to be a good person. I would never do that. Just maybe I'm a different type of man, but let's keep going.
Well, the storage units offer to me.
So, yes. So, I, did some math and figuring out, well, 2.5 hours, 3 hours, he had to leave, I think, like at 4:30 to get down there at 7:45. God forbid what the traffic would be like out of Orlando on I-4, the intersection of 75 and then Sarasota. Yeah. You got 3 of those. And when I came home Wednesday, Thursday, and I'm looking at the northbound traffic, 2 times I saw huge lines of traffic stalled. And I said, he must have had the luck of Irish with him or something going back north, because you never know what to experience, especially trying to get back during rush hour, what have you. Then he came back and he came back to the hotel room about between 11:15 and 11:30, because by that time I was over there.
Okay.
Because they called and said, hey, we're going to come over and we'll be at the hotel in an hour. I go, oh shit. Okay, he's not going to be there. There's going to be a bolo out for him, whatever. Right. And then he showed up, and then the police never showed up. So I said, okay, that was a ruse. They were checking to see if she would say, well, he's not here.
Sure.
So she didn't say that.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what time did he get? You said 11:15 back to the hotel.
Somewhere between 11:15 and 11:30. Because I was thinking, well, when's the hour? I thought 11:30 was the witching hour, and he came in before that.
Sure.
And he was just very calm, and he had an energy drink, and his excuse was that he got lost. He didn't have a GPS, and he got lost in the back roads of Disney coming back. I said, okay, well, again, very plausible defense, because
he had his phone on him then, though, didn't he?
no, they already confiscated the phone the night before. And
Okay.
so me with the GPS, I even took the wrong exit and had to do a U-turn to come back to get over to the hotel.
Okay. Did he have? Do we know any other devices or anything, or
No, not that I know of.
that we know of?
I have no idea because it's like I don't know my son.
Sure.
Right.
No, my heart goes. I'm a father. My heart goes out to. I can't.
Yeah, I got to speed it up because it's like they said in the chat, this guy can talk. He definitely can talk, all right? And I think that's part of his tactics. Like, some people are just natural. Like, he's a salesman. He sells houses, right? So he has to, oftentimes the tactic of salespeople is to overtalk the people that they're trying to sell and to dominate the conversation, right? To kind of steer the person in the direction that they want to steer them. Sometimes, I don't know if this guy does it consciously or subconsciously. If you ask him, he'll say it's subconscious. He's like, no, I don't do that. I don't have those kind of skills. I'm just a real estate guy, business guy, whatever. But some people naturally have those skills. That's why they gravitate to certain types of businesses. He will overtalk you. I do it too. I listen, that's a very big investigative technique when you're doing interrogations. Sometimes you have to learn how to just listen. But if a person is being combative, or if the person is being deflected or deceptive, or they're trying to deflect you, sometimes you have to dominate and control the conversation and kind of bring them where you need to bring them. It's a skill you have to have, but you also have to know how to turn off. That's his style. So yeah, we sped it up.
Imagine what you're going through.
I mean, the conversations he's had with me all week is just, both face lies, everything. There's nothing he said to me that is a speck of truth.
Yeah,
Right.
and that's kind of our concern to it too. Is that we just
He's not alone in this.
no.
Jim's involved.
So
She's involved heavily. She's bisexual.
Oh,
Sure.
no, we're slowing it down.
Right.
All right, we're going to go back. This is what she talks with the whole bisexual stuff.
did he
Listen to
have?
this.
Do we know any other devices or anything, or
No, not that I know of.
that we know of?
I have no idea because it's like I don't know my son.
Sure.
Right.
No, my heart goes. I'm a father.
Yeah.
My heart goes out to. I
Yeah.
can't imagine what you're going through.
I mean, the conversations he's had with me all week is just, both face lies, everything. There's nothing he said to me that is a speck of truth.
Yeah.
Right.
And that's kind of our concern to it too. Is that we just
He's not alone in this.
no.
Jim's involved.
So
So here comes Deborah. He's not alone in this. Jen's involved. We know Deborah got to get up in there. Let's see what she has to say.
Heavily. She's bisexual.
Sure.
I don't know what happened, but
Right.
Listen to the implication of that statement. She says she's not alone. She's involved heavily. Then she claims that Jen Soto is bi. Listen to what she's implying, that Jen Soto would be capable of having intercourse with Maddie because she's bi. I mean, that's a very salacious remark. Like that's a the huge accusation. What do you got to back that up? Let's keep going.
there's some monkey shit going on.
Some
I
what?
think he fell on his sword for her.
And if that's the case, that's what we're trying to figure out.
She said monkey or some movie-ish. What she said? Let's keep going. Then she said he fell on his sword for her.
Yeah,
we want to know just as much as
He
you.
would not have been.
I mean,
sobbing so hard he was almost puking, and she's cool as a cucumber.
sure.
Well, now I find out from the press conference today that he had a flat between 1:45 and 2:30. He called me at 3:17 that afternoon, Monday, to tell me he had a flat tire. So how the fuck can you have a flat tire? The tires are fairly good condition.
Right.
He said you just drove up there driving to school and back, and I know he had nowhere to go. He would go back to the townhome and crash and burn.
Yeah.
How could you get a flat tire? I mean, it's possible, but really,
Right.
but it was so severe. I mean, he said he got it on 192 and drove the rubber right off the wheel.
Mhm.
I mean, he was riding around on the rim
Yeah.
and didn't know which shopping center he was at. I mean, it's just like so. And then the bullshit story he told me about his phone. So I mean,
Well, the other bullshit is
what
he told us that she had a headache Sunday night. He was sleeping in his room. She sent me in there to sleep with him. And
Okay.
then Monday morning, all of a sudden, she disappears.
Well, she supposedly had blood tests.
Bullshit.
But anyway, let's let the officer.
Yeah, so now she's continuing to blame Jen. Like, she sent him to sleep with her, right? But what she's failing to realize is that any man who's not a sick F would do absolutely nothing. Let's say they were dumb enough to be forced, they allowed themselves to be forced to sleep in the room with Maddie. That does not mean that they had to do something untoward to Maddie. That just a simple act of sleeping in the same room does not equal the years of abuse that Maddie experienced. He had to want to do that abuse. So he chose, regardless of what situation Jen Soto put them in, if you believe Deborah, Stephan chose to do what he did. Stephan chose to violate her. Nobody made him do that. Nobody. Like people are saying in the chat, she's an enabler. Let's keep going.
Officers continue. What's
So,
up?
I mean, we're just really trying to get or nail down his timeline while he's down here. Just trying to help them out, and then
The most I could figure, based on what the detective told me his arrival time was, and by the time he came back to the hotel, he had probably an hour here.
Mhm.
And then I was shocked to hear that he went to the storage facility.
And that we worked through that. That
Yeah.
ended up
We just came from there. The
their
the way
system
their system generates
saying
reports
it
is
as
messed
if it
up.
was access, but I mean, honestly, when's the last time that you accessed it? What do you think?
Well, I got a call a couple of weeks ago about the lock not being the unit not being properly locked, and I go, okay, maybe I thought I had slid the bolt over and put the lock in where I was supposed to. I said, but hell, anything could be possible. So I went over the next day. I was trying to find on my phone when she called, but I couldn't determine it. But I would say within the last 2 weeks, I was there.
Yeah,
that matches
that's
up.
the last time that your
Okay.
access codes or any of that
Yeah.
stuff.
He was
So-
here during that time. He was living here during that time.
Sure.
There's only one time
All right, so at this point, they don't know that Sterns was doing something with Maddie. I don't think so. I think that comes later on, like the pictures and all that stuff comes later on. I'm confused, but hopefully it'll shed some light because this really matters if they knew at that time that those pictures exist. Big shout out to generic white female with a $5 super chat. That's her name. I'm not calling her generic white female. That is her name. She says, glad to catch a live. Just wanted to support. Thank you so much, generic. We do appreciate your support, your continued support. You support the show for quite a while. And you're very generous with the show, and we definitely appreciate that. All right, let's keep going because it's about to start getting a little bit juicy. All right. I mean, more juicy than it already is. Jeez.
Your code was accessed between January and now, and it lines up to about when you're
Okay,
saying
yeah, because what I moved him down here in December, so he'd been rented a room for the last year.
Mhm.
But prior to that, he lived there for a couple of years.
Sure.
But I brought him down in December because I was paying for him to live there and work at Disney, and it's like you can't afford to work for Disney. You're
So they're saying that, yeah, this is 3-1. He was already in jail at this time. It's been a little while, and we're covering other cases now. So yeah, they knew at this time he was in jail. This is 3-1. I think the body was found a few days later, so they don't know that she's gone, but the pictures were discovered, and he is currently incarcerated as a result of the pictures. All right, so let's keep going. And guys, please hit that like button, support the channel so we could grow. We're trying to get to 100,000 subscribers by the end of the year. We have less than 3,000 subscribers to go. We need you to hit that subscription button.
broke. But I didn't realize he was paying their bills as well because I'm sending him money to live and finding out afterwards I'm paying for 3 people.
Yeah.
But so I moved him back here in December, so he's been here since December.
Sorry.
Popular guy.
No, I'm on call, so it's just one of those things. So we have good reason to believe, and that his car, he was actually down here a little bit earlier. So the time frame that they passed to you, that was him actually leaving and heading back. Like when they say, hey, he was down here at
They said 7:45. He was leaving here at 7:45.
So that's what we're seeing is that.
accurate.
Yeah.
But you think he was here earlier? Because
Right.
According to the documents, this is when they learn Maddie has been found. So it says here, during the interview, Christopher received a phone call from another law enforcement agency wherein they alerted him her body had been recovered. So they say after receiving the call, Chris appeared solemn and upset that she had indeed been murdered. Prior to departing the residence, he explained his son had left a gaming computer. So there's a lot more we have to listen for, and especially listen for Deborah's words. She's going to say some interesting things I hope we can pick up, but they do a lot of cross-talking, so it might be a little difficult. So listen, hopefully with headphones.
All right, so thank you, Plunder, for letting us know. Big shout out to the research crew for giving me good timestamps. I cut ahead because they were just talking about using the car to go back and forth and stuff like that. This is where it really gets meaty. Big shout out to Sheila with a $5 super chat. Says, I love getting off work to find out you are live. Hit the button. Does that make sense? You are amazing. You know, it's still kind of surreal that, you know, people actually want to listen to me. Like, I still can't wrap my head around that. Like, there's a community of people. We're not that big, you know. We're not like Grizzly True Crime where you got like a whole army of people. You know, people probably pass out when she walks down the street because she's so huge. She's, you know what I mean? So successful in the true crime genre. But like, it's amazing to me, like how people appreciate what we do here. It makes me feel, I don't know, man, like weird and humbled and just like, oh God. What am I getting myself into? But certainly, man, thank you so much. I mean, it's quite the journey, man. We're on a journey, and I do appreciate it. And, you know, at the end of the day, who cares? We're doing this to give a voice to the voiceless. So, you know, whether there's 1 million people in here or 5 people, I just appreciate everybody who's showing love. Anyway, I'm sorry. Her message kind of caught me in the heart space. Big shout out to Margot Go with a 5 gift membership. So 5 lucky people got gift memberships. Make sure you thank Margot Go. And we got a $10 super sticker from Adopt a Cat 2877. She said thank you. And thank you for the $10 super sticker. You guys are just crazy nice, man. Amazing. All right, let's get into this. It's about to get crazy.
Yes, Chris.
I was here all that day.
Hello. I'm standing here with Northport PD, and I said, Orange County's calling, they take precedent. I have to answer this call. 2 Northport police officers. Yes. Well, one's about 6'4", 6'3", and the other one's about
5'8".
5'8".
Average.
No, they're just asking me about timeline questions.
I can't have my blood pressure go the way it did.
Thank you.
Okay.
Hey.
What's wrong with these guys? Like, look, I'm doing an interview. My phone is on silent. Nobody needs to call me. My wife doesn't need to call me. My kids don't need to call me. Nobody needs to call me. I'm doing a criminal investigation. All right. And I'm not saying these things are more important than my family, you know, but like these phones are going off like crazy. There's a lot of crosstalk. Let's get professional. You know that you're investigating a homicide. Your phone should be off. Your partner's phone should be on vibrate. If it rings, step outside and take the call. Maybe somebody's giving some pertinent information. That's why you can't be totally silent. But there's a lot going on here for people who are questioning other individuals on a homicide. Let's keep going.
She's what? Oh, yeah, deceased. Yeah.
Can you call the on-call supervisor?
Hang on.
Larry. Yeah. Thank you.
That we have what? You broke up. I didn't hear that we have what?
What was it? Marshall's asking for someone. I don't know what for.
Okay.
I wonder if that girl got pregnant.
How were you able to locate it?
I don't have any of those answers, man. I'm sorry.
In St. Cloud? Yeah, in St. Cloud? Okay.
Did I miss something? Somebody said I catch that from Deb. Let me see.
That we have what? I mean, timeline questions.
I can't have my blood pressure go the way it did.
She said something about her blood pressure. Let's keep going.
Thank you.
Okay.
Hey. Yeah, we're in the middle of an interview.
She's what? Oh, yeah, deceased. Yeah.
She's deceased. Okay.
Can you call the on-call supervisor?
They found her?
Hang on.
Larry. Yeah. Thank you.
That we have what? You broke up. I didn't hear that we have what?
What was it? Marshall's asking for someone. I don't know what for.
Okay.
I'm wondering if that girl got pregnant.
I'm wondering if that girl got pregnant.
How were you able to locate it?
She has no information. Zero information. All she heard is her husband, because her husband's on the phone and the phone is not on speaker. Her husband say that she's dead, right? And then Deborah says, I'm wondering if that girl got pregnant. What would make you assume that she got pregnant? Mind you, that was my theory for the entire run of the Madeline Soto case, and I got a lot of flack for that. But why would she assume that? Why would at this pivotal moment, she assume that?
Yeah. Thank you.
That we have what? You broke up. I didn't hear that we have what?
What was it? Marshall's asking for someone. I don't know what for.
I'm wondering if that girl got pregnant. That girl. Like she's like a 19-year-old rival to Jen Soto. Like she's a girl that gets, 25-year-old who has no career, no job, and you don't want your precious little boy wasting his life with her because she's got 2 kids already from an ex-husband that's not paying child support, and now he's going to be a stepdaddy. What? That girl just became a teenager 4 or 5 days prior to losing her life. That girl is a baby for the most part. That girl was being abused by this guy since she was at least 6, in my opinion. She called her that girl like it was her fault that Stephan Sterns was doing those things to her. That girl, are you kidding me? Wow, man, the callousness, the coldness, the lack of empathy for the victim, the low-key victim blaming. And you guys want sympathy for these folks? Oh, because they're going through a very stressful time because, their son just... We're supposed to have sympathy for people who can't even have empathy for a 3-year-old who was taken away from this earth. And we're supposed to have sympathy for them because, they're old. They're old and their son did something horrible and they're just stressed out. Well, you know what? I'm getting old and I don't want your sympathy. Old, young, middle-aged, doesn't matter. We're human beings. Unless you got a certified diagnosis of some cognitive decline, if you've got some sense and wit about you, I'm going to hold you to the same standard as I hold myself and everybody else. She had no sympathy, no empathy for Madeline Soto. She called her that girl got pregnant like she just lied to him and, took his seed and wrote her own doom. It's your fault. Unbelievable. Let's keep going.
Okay.
I'm wondering if that girl got pregnant.
How were you able to locate it?
I don't have any of those answers. No, I'm sorry.
In St. Cloud? Yeah, in St. Cloud? Okay.
I was still hoping she was alive.
All right, real quick. Don Brennan with a $5 super chat says, the way Deb says, I wonder if that girl got pregnant. That little girl, she probably gave Xmas and B-Day presents to. Shame. I agree. Big shout out to Louie with a $1.99 super sticker. And YouTube tells me that this is their third super chat that they've given on a live stream. So we do appreciate you for celebrating your third super chat with us, True Crime Strategic, being generous to us. We do appreciate you.
Okay, well, I just kicked it up to the biggest notch. We're big showtime now. Not that we didn't know this, but I said this, this confirms what we've suspected all along. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, no.
Nobody's alive. I was there when she was in the woods, someplace to wait on her to show up.
Yeah. Yes. By the way, I didn't catch your name when we first met, so I have you in my phone as Orange County SO. So.
Chris is on Orange County. I'll call you later.
Okay, Alex. Okay, because when you call, I like to refer to you by name, not Orange County SO. So, Alex, Yeah, I understand.
Law enforcement in South Carolina.
Which part?
What's she talking
He's in
about?
Goose Creek.
Okay. Alex, I appreciate it. It's a pleasure to meet you.
He was Navy. Navy.
All right, thank you.
She's talking about her other son right now. So she's talking about her other son. And he's talking about Madeline Soto on the phone with the sheriff's department. So it's kind of hard because you want to hear what she's saying, but I kind of stay away from her son because her other son is a very good person. I mean, he's a stand-up individual. He is what Stephan Sterns wasn't. It's like, remember that the movie Twins with Arnold Schwarzenegger and Danny DeVito? And they were like supposed to be like super humans. And unfortunately, all of the super juice went into Arnold Schwarzenegger. So he turned out to be this big, strong, intelligent, empathetic, awesome person. And then whatever was left went into Danny DeVito. He ended up being, short. We know Danny DeVito's short. He's an amazing actor, though, a legend. And he was a con artist, and he was a this and a that and a bad guy. And then, they eventually met up and kind of balanced each other out. Well, it's almost like that's what happened in the Stearns house. One brother, the older brother, got everything. He got the empathy. He got the service. He was in the armed forces in a very high-ranking position. I think I heard her say that he's working for law enforcement too, and all this extra stuff, right? And then we have Stephan Sterns, couldn't keep a job, horrible ex-offender, pedophile, the whole nine, loser through and through. So I try and stay away, and I never covered the brother because I didn't want his brother's actions, Stephan Sterns, to tarnish the legacy that he tried to create throughout his life of service. And I'm still about that, that thought process. I don't want to talk about the brother and expose who he is and have him put into the public light. That being said, Aki highlighted Lacey and says, strategic, for those of us not familiar with the case, can you summarize the case? I can summarize it again, but I did summarize it in the beginning. I'll do that again for you, no problem. And Perpetual, I can't see the rest of the name, unfortunately, the way YouTube does it on my end. But Perpetua with a $19.99 super chat. Thank you so much, Perpetua. Now, for those of you who are just jumping in, this is the Madeline Soto case. Madeline Soto was a young lady who was ended by her mother's boyfriend less than a week after her 13th birthday. It came out almost by accident when police were looking at his cell phone that he factory reset it multiple times. But what he didn't realize is when you log back in with your Google account, all of your pictures and your apps and everything starts slowly being uploaded back to the phone. So he factory resetted his phone when the police are doing a missing persons investigation. And like, well, can we look at your phone since you were the last person with her? And when they checked his phone, at that moment, the pictures started being reloaded into his phone, and the detectives were able to observe that he was abusing her for years because those pictures and videos were actively re-uploading onto his phone as they were reviewing the phone with his permission. That started a dual investigation, an investigation for the abuse and an investigate for what later become a homicide, because a few weeks later, maybe like a week and a half later, they actually ended up finding the young woman's body in a field. So this case is over. Maybe 4 weeks ago, Stephan Sterns pled guilty and was given life without parole. Because the case is over, the district attorney is starting to release evidence that they did not release during the trial because it would have been damaging to their case. And some of that evidence that was released are these audio interviews as well as body-worn cameras that we're reviewing. All right, so let's keep going.
Well, they found the body, and it's been leaked. So he wanted me to know.
What?
They found the body. It's been leaked. So it's out there in the ether world, and he wanted me to know.
I'm sorry.
Did we just witness like a DV moment? Because she's like a normal human shocked, like, what? And he's like, instead of like consoling her, like, you know, I know there's a lot to take in, baby, but yes, the body is little. They found the body, and it's been leaked. Damn, let's keep going.
I don't know if that no trespassing sign is going to keep them away from us.
No. If you need help keeping people from your door, call us.
Yeah.
They came here yesterday.
Call us. Yes.
That's why we put the film on the door so they can't see in.
Yeah. And if they're bothering you too much, obviously, do call us, please.
Yeah.
I told you I wasn't going to do poop patrol. If they get in my backyard, they can step in shit. I don't care.
Well, we can't go forever not doing that.
I know.
Okay. All right. Where we left off, he was here earlier.
Just a bit earlier. We're just trying to figure out
around 6:30.
His path.
I mean, he literally would have had to have left the hotel when I left him at 3:17. I'm thinking 3:17 or so, but we got there at 3, checked in. Did I call you at that time, Deb?
What?
At 3 o'clock in the morning?
Probably you knew I'd be awake.
I don't think so, but
I don't know.
let me see. Because I can't believe how far back these calls are retaining now. I thought within a short period of time. So that would have been Wednesday. So that was 6:28. So it would have been earlier than that.
Yo, when you guys see me smiling, a lot of times it's not like what I'm listening to, it's what you guys are saying in the comment section. The comment section is ruthless. Well, let's keep going.
Did they happen to say how she died?
No, and if he did, he would tell me.
Typically with cases such as this, they're going to wait until they have all.
I mean, I'm surprised he even called to tell me that.
And everything else.
Where did he say she was found?
Why do people
St. Cloud.
assume that the parents are the reason
Where's that
they
at?
like that?
It's south of Kissimmee, but I'm not that familiar with Kissimmee.
Yeah, me either.
That's not why.
Okay, I talked to her at 2:41
No, not you.
Wednesday.
Universe.
So
No,
2:41,
these media
and
people,
then
they
too
want
much
to
going
teach
on.
you
8:15.
vulnerable.
So I talked to her at
They just
2:41.
sound right for the resume, and I just
Let me
say,
see.
they just make
121.
life on your misery.
Absolutely. I agree.
2:41,
I
2:29.
can't imagine what you're going through.
When they got to the
And
door
then,
yesterday with the
So we're going to show you guys pictures from Sterns' room in the background. If you're watching on the podcast, we have transitioned from like the stock image that Plunder was showing to crime scene photos of inside of Sterns' actual room. And we also have some special treats in there too for you to check out. But primarily we're showing crime scene photos and just whatever. Enjoy.
microphone. All I did, I got
8:15
the
a.m.
microphone, I just
So, yeah.
like
so-
that and turned around and left. To get a walk
Yeah, I didn't talk to her after, told her I was checking in, so I left him at 3:15.
I was cordial, but I'm not going to open the door.
and he must have bolted out.
I mean, you're not going to bother us, the police, if
I'm
people
kind of
come
thinking
harassing anything.
he must have bolted out right away after I left them and headed down to
We're here
Northport,
to help you.
which means that when she called me, that was bullshit. Do you know where Stephan is?
Yeah, because she called me
At 9:45.
Oh, okay.
And so that had to be part of their game.
And
If that is,
help that family through it.
got her ass to Neil the rights here. 151, because they had Stephan's phone, so I was communicating with her.
Right.
So let's see.
Hold on here. I think I just glossed over something that was very probative. I want to go back real quick to Chris Sterns talking about, nah, we don't have to do that. We don't have to do that. I thought I passed it, but I didn't. It's a little bit further. It's huge what I'm talking about. You guys will see what I'm talking about.
She called.
When you came
9:48.
Yeah, and so then let's see.
And I told you what when she called you.
Do I know where Stephan is? Okay, and then she called back at 9:49.
Does he know anybody else in the area? Is there any? Are you sure he didn't come here? If he did,
And then
I swear to God, you can put me on line.
No, I'm not accusing you of anything. No.
she called me at 10:17, and that's when she relayed to me that the police are on their way.
Okay.
I leave them loose so they
And
And there's no way. I mean, the window could.
yeah, 10:17.
Yeah,
So
This is all impact.
yeah, that was it. Let's see.
But like,
Other call was 10:47.
They're alerted. Like,
Outgoing
I have
call,
a
16
phone
seconds.
deal, so I love for food.
All right, so we're going to fast forward a little bit because it's really hard to understand what they're saying. And I believe that the next probative thing is going to be coming up here. So we'll start at 28:20.
Where are you? What's going on? And she was in an interview room. She was waiting for somebody to talk to her. And of course, Stephan I never saw because they took him straight back.
We'll go back a little
Hours later, because she was escorted, Stephan was escorted separately. And she called me and said, hey, come up to the conference, go inside, they'll give you a pass. And by the time I got up there, the whole thing was done. And then I'm calling her, where are you? What's going on? And she was in an interview room. She was waiting for somebody to talk to her. And of course, Stephan I never saw because they took him straight back. So whatever they were telling us at the lobby was just to comfort them and put them in the car where they were that a hassle and getting them down to the SO. But it was apparent that they were going to arrest him.
Yes, but while she was still in an interview room,
Yes.
didn't she text you?
Yeah, she texted me. Yeah, she told me she was in the interview room and she said, get Stephan a lawyer now.
Mm.
And I go, what?
That's huge. Give Stephan a lawyer now. Remember that? She's in an interview room. She was just shown pictures of her boyfriend's member abusing her girl. Guys, remember, I got to talk funny for YouTube. But she just was shown pictures of her boyfriend with his member inside of a mouth. We know who that mouth belonged to. And her first inclination is to text Stephan Sterns' dad and say, get Stephan a lawyer now. Who does that? What type of mother does that? Let me see what's up. AF70 highlighted a person says, Lacey, yes, Maddie was abused by Stephan Sterns for at least 5 years before he murdered her in February 2024. She had just turned 13, 3 or 4 days before this conversation is from when she was found. Okay, so you're just updating somebody in the chat. Okay. Anyway, so let's keep going. Listen. Her first thought was to protect Stephan Sterns. It's like we're going back in the time machine. We spoke about this stuff. We're like in a time machine. Let's keep going because apparently it's going to get worse.
Why? And then she texted me and said they found photos of Stephan and that there were a lot of them and that they've been going on for 2 years.
The photos she's talking about are photos of straight up abuse. Nothing more, nothing less. They did not show her photos of them, hanging out together or, screenshots of text messages where they're talking to each other in an inappropriate way. Not saying that those exist. I don't believe that those existed. What they showed her was straight up photos of pure unadulterated abuse. And her first thought was to contact Stephan Sterns' father, Chris Sterns, and say, get your son a lawyer. Let's keep going.
So she knew at that time, and then a few hours later, she came out around 8 o'clock where they let her go to get something to eat. I found out the dog hadn't had water for 24 hours, so I went up to Publix to get a bowl of some water so he could have some water. And her demeanor was unbelievable. Like there was nothing in the world wrong.
Yeah.
And to me, that was odd because I really expected my throat to be cut. Any parent that found out their child has been going on for a long time.
Right,
why would you want to sit next to the father of this person?
Right.
Why would you?
Even this guy is speaking logic right now. Chris is speaking logic, regardless of how anybody feels about anything that you heard earlier or whatever. At this very moment, he's speaking complete 100% logic. He's saying, listen, I'm the father of the person who abused your kid. Like, why would you want to tell me to get a lawyer for him? Why would you want to sit next to me? Why would you want to talk to me? Why aren't you showing anger? Why aren't you telling me your son did this to my girl? Why? Nothing. She's on Team Stephan. She's Team Stephan. Keep going.
Want to be in the same vicinity of this person. And I had to believe.
Get him a lawyer now unless you wanted him to be quiet and not reveal anything.
And told him to lawyer up. And I have to believe that her demeanor was similar to what the detectives were experiencing. I've already communicated this to Alex. That I said, there's something not right here. Because for 9 hours that I was with her up until I left her at midnight, it was business as usual.
Right.
Joking,
Not a care in the world.
Yeah.
He's not innocent. I cannot condone any of that. She is not innocent. He's a monster. But she is too.
So there's the two of them have colluded in this. I've got to believe it.
We don't doubt that at one bit.
I do believe that the detectives believe that there was some connection. This is my opinion. I have no evidence of this, but I do believe that the detectives believe that there was some connection between Jen Soto and this tragedy. But I think the longer that the case went on, they kind of found that there wasn't. I've kind of come to the point where I believe that Jen Soto is just the most naive, most terrible mother on the planet. I feel like she is a self-medicating, self-loathing individual who hides behind perceived mental illnesses that may or may not exist. I believe that she cares about herself. She's a very selfish person. I believe she has low self-esteem. She's a lonely person, so she likes to just keep men around. I think she's damaged. She talked about, how she was, whatever. We're not going to go there. And she's never healed from these traumas. And I also believe that she was incapable of loving Madeline Soto. She wasn't a good mother. I don't know if there's any evidence that she had anything to do with the unaliving of Madeline nor the abuse of Madeline. I do believe that she knew it was happening, but I believe that it was something that was never spoken about between her and Stephan. I think it was kind of like, just do what you want. As long as I don't know about it, I don't care. As long as it's kind of like people who are in open relationships. I hate to use this kind of analogy, especially when the victim is who the victim is and the age of the victim. But bear with me. Walk this path with me a little bit. I kind of feel it's kind of like he's a companion for me. I can't really do a lot on my own, or I don't want to do a lot on my own. It's nice feeling like I have somebody, even though she really wasn't even into him as much as you would hope she would have been. She appreciated the friendship and the collaboration that she had with Stephan Sterns, not even so much the romance that she had with Stephan Sterns. It got to the point where it was like, if that's what's going to keep you around, I don't care as long as I don't know about it. And I also think that he played a father role and a friend role to Madeline, and he occupied Madeline's time, so therefore Madeline didn't have to bother Jen Soto. And I think she may have thought that that relationship was good for Madeline, with everything that came with it, the good and the bad, if there was any good. If you call giving her some Tamagotchis for her birthday as something good, like a kid her age in 2025 would give a damn about Tamagotchis. But that's what I'm thinking. I don't think that they were able to find hard evidence that linked Jen Soto to the unaliving of Madeline Soto, or even the ex-abuse of her. I just don't. I feel like if they would have got it, they would have charged her. They didn't charge her because they didn't get it. Let's keep going.
But the bullshit lies that my son made. I mean, he called me at 4:54 and said, "Hey, there's been an occurrence." I said, "Oh, that's a strange word, but okay." I'm on my way to the grandmother's house. They never made it to school. We think she's been abducted, and he gave me this whole story. And then all of a sudden he starts having this meltdown and breakdown, or what have you. But I guess I'm finding out what kind of actor he can be.
So, do we think there's any way at around 6:30 he could have come here at all? Probably not.
Or even got to the garage.
Not without us knowing about it.
He doesn't have he doesn't have an access to the garage. He couldn't get in my car to use the remote because I had the only key.
And he couldn't get in the door, and he didn't have a key. I don't even have a key.
Yeah.
You got to know the owner.
Yeah.
I don't have a key.
I had this back door secured. That door is 400 pounds.
Yeah,
Sure.
yeah.
Seriously. And I had it locked up into secure.
And those dogs would have picked up on him at
Listen, if a roach
6:30.
barks outside, they hear it.
Yeah.
They can hear a rabbit that's in the yard, and I let them out, and they go, "Roar!" And you see these stupid rabbit run.
Yeah.
And it goes underneath.
Yeah, it becomes like kind of greyhound racing. It becomes a
Yeah, like a raceway back there.
Yeah, the back and forth. The rabbits going, how do I get out?
You know how they send the African boys off to kill a lion and share their manhood? I think the rabbits send them to go to the Sterns yard. If you could make one into the other.
You've passed your tribal.
Yeah, right.
You're now a warrior.
And they
You
sit at
ninja
the
rabbit.
end of the sidewalk there.
All right, so it appears like the rest of it is not probative, but I missed a probative thing she said. So we're just gonna run it back and play that real quick, and then we'll end it here, and we'll do a part 2 because there's a second interview. Oh no, my fault. Yeah, there's a second interview, the 4/11/2024 interview. So we'll check that out probably tomorrow. We'll do that tomorrow. But let me just bring it back real quick so we can hear this probative statement that was made by Deb.
That I said, there's something not right here. Because for 9 hours that I was with her up until I left her at midnight, it was business as usual.
Right.
Joking,
Not a care in the world.
Yeah.
He's not innocent. I cannot condone any of that. She is not innocent. He is a monster. But she is too.
So Deborah is only ever willing to blame her son for anything if she can also collaboratively blame Jen Soto. She's never, ever able, at least from my observations, all right, just my observations, I've never heard her. Maybe it exists out there and I just didn't hear it or I didn't catch it. I've never heard her blame Stephan Sterns in a vacuum and just say, Stephan was wrong, full stop. It's always if she blames him, because it's very rare that she does, but if she blames him, she always says, and this person did it too. It's either going to be 90% Jen Soto, 10% the grandmother of Madeline Soto. It's never just Stephan. It's Stephan and somebody else. She's an enabler in chief. She's the one who made the monster. We did a show called Making the Monster of who made the monster of Stephan Sterns. We know who did it. Just like right now, that Minneapolis shooter, the one who ended those 2 young people in the church and wounded 17, I think it might be up to 19 now. You know what that person's mother did? I called him a person for a reason. You go check out the story and you'll understand why. You know what that person's mother did? They just got themselves a criminal defense attorney, and they have yet to speak to law enforcement. Why? That person who enacted that act of terror, they're in their 20s. Why are you getting a criminal defense attorney? What did you do that you feel like you need protection for? The point of me saying that is that somebody made the monster. These people are the ones who make the monster. The decisions and the choices you make as parents reverberate throughout your child's life. If you make poor decisions as a parent, maybe you might just raise a sloppy adult. Maybe you might just raise an unorganized adult. Maybe you might raise a genius. Who knows? Maybe you might raise a murderous PT file. When I listen to this folk, sometimes I get the feeling she was breastfeeding him till he was 40 years old, man. I don't know. Who wouldn't be a monster if mommy didn't have a teat in your mouth till you was 40 years old? Let's keep going.
So there's the two of them have colluded in this. I've got to believe it.
We don't doubt that at one bit, you know.
But the bullshit lies that my son made. I mean, he called me at 4:54 and said, "Hey, there's been an occurrence." I said, "Well, that's a strange word, but okay." I'm on my way to the grandmother's house. They never made it to school. We think she's been abducted, and he gave me this whole story. And then all of a sudden he starts having this meltdown and breakdown, or what have you. But you know, I guess I'm finding out what kind of actor he can be.
All right, so we'll end it there. Big shout out to Warlike Fighter with a $5 super chat. Says, keep it up, keep it up, keep it up. Appreciate you, man. That's so kind of you. So we're going to end it here because we're already at an hour and 16 minutes, and I do want to get some rest because tomorrow I have to do some stuff with the family. We're celebrating one of the young ones, one of the cousins. So it's gonna be a good time. So I want to get some rest. I don't want to be all tired. And then the next day after that, I'm doing forced overtime. It's going to be probably a 21 or 22-hour shift. Like I said, I don't know how that's even possible. I thought we had labor laws in America, but apparently when you're a police officer, that stuff does not matter. It does not matter. They keep you as long as they need you, no matter what havoc it performs on your body. You know what they say when we complain? They say, oh, you're getting paid overtime. So what are you complaining about? Well, listen, my friend, money is not everything. Family is worth more than money. All right, but we'll leave that there, okay? Anyway, I appreciate you guys immensely. You guys have been great. We had a little bit over 600 people in the room. This is an old case, so it's nice that so many people decided to come join me on such an old case. But yeah, man, we really appreciate you. Please make sure you hit the like button. We're at 489 likes. I know we could squeeze out maybe 20 likes so we could get above 500. That would be nice if you could hit the like button before you leave the room. Furthermore, we're trying to get to 100,000 subscribers, and we need you guys to do it. You are the only ones that could get us there, and it starts with engaging with the channel by chatting inside of the chat and hitting that thumbs up, right? By doing those things, it tells the algorithm, who is not a human being, it's a robot, it's an AI, that people are interested in this show. And if people are interested in this show here, then maybe they'll be interested if we send it to other people. And YouTube only cares about money. That is it. Dollars and cents. So they're not going to promote your channel if they don't think that more people would want to watch it, who would then watch ads, who would then enrich Sergey Brin, okay? One of the founders of YouTube, all right? And we're not hating on him. Thank God he found YouTube. And well, he didn't find YouTube, he bought it. But, you know, he made Google, right? And Google is great, right? So anyway, the bottom line is, thank you for your support. Help us get into that algorithm. We'll see you guys on the next one. Is there anything else? Let me just check the fan funding, make sure I didn't miss anybody, because I never want to do anybody dirty who supports the channel. Truth Hurts with a $5 super chat says, as a parent, it would have to be hard to find out your son is a PD and took the life of someone close in such a short time. How I would react. I don't know how you would react. I don't know. But I tell you what, I cannot purport to say how I would react, but I would hope that I would act with class and dignity, and that I would not forget that regardless of how much I love my son or my daughter or whoever it may be that's in that unfortunate circumstance, that I also respect the dignity of the person who was lost. I never forget the victim. I would hope that I would not forget the victim. I don't think I would. I'm just not built like that. So anyway, guys, you guys are amazing. Let's get out of here. Let me set up that outro. Strategic is out of here. Peace.